So here we'll be dealing with the weather data, and we're going through our code to make sure that it will work in a seamless manner when we are going from month to month. All right, so we've completed that of the taxi trip for to make it modular in nature and reusable. All right, so we're gonna just focus on weather data for now. We know we do have our data. We've talked about that before. If you look at our landing, we have our data right here in our weather. Let's take a look and see them. If we go back, we have our data here, beautiful, and then we have the September one. Okay, great. All right, so now that we've done that, so let's see what we need to change here. We don't really need to do anything, so we're just going to run the code. Basically, we're creating the schema. We've talked about this before, so I won't go over it. Here we need to do some work. We can see 2025 is just being referenced, and then we need to make it modular in nature. So let's switch this over, and then let's use a curly bracket. We call it year, and the same thing here as well. We will use a curly bracket. I will call it month. Awesome. So let's run that, see if it works. It should work. Beautiful. All right. Now this is just some transformation, doesn't need any changes on our part. All right, this as well is just taking the data frame and joining the weather and the trip data for the go data, right? So there's nothing to do here. All right, so beautiful. Then here we need to persist. Remember in our previous sessions we did have this function that we talked about, but in this case we're not going to use that function again. Okay, so we will have to use we can use the same function we had before, the one we created in our last session, but the only thing I want to copy is I want to copy this so I don't have to retype everything. Okay, so in this case we need one for bronze, silver, and in this case gold, right? So we're gonna need one for gold. So for persisting, let's go down. All right, now we want to persist. Let's put in a new code here. So we're just gonna drop in something here, and then we're gonna look for our data frame. We already know, so let's adapt this to exactly what we're trying to do here. So our data frame is going to be the same. First of all, we need to see, we call this save register delta table. There is no and there, so we need to switch that to the right name, and then the target path should follow these conventions. So I'm just going to copy that, or better still, I can for the bronze. So this is bronze, right? So we're just gonna leave that to here, and here we will call it weather of partition, right? So that's the name we're gonna call the folder. Very similar to taxi partition, we call it weather partition. That's good. And then we'll call this updated, and then we'll call this we call this daily weather. That's fine. What do we call this? I think we call it daily trip. Okay, yeah, this is good. So that's all we needed to do, and then let's run this now. It should work. Okay, beautiful. And then we're going to adapt this as well. The data frame is going to be the same, and then again we're going to call this weather partitioned. The same name, and then silver, New York updated, New York City updated. All right, and we're gonna leave it as clean daily weather, right? So we're basically writing this data frame and then going through the function to both create a schema if it's not existing, save the file in S3, as well as then create a table. So let's run that again. Oh, we need to be able to change the name of the function. Awesome. We're gonna double check later, but it should work. And yeah, we're gonna just call this text trip weather partitioned. All right, and then we're gonna call this updated. All right, and then we're gonna leave it as final daily trip weather. Okay. Oh, we need to update the name of the function. We'll go that, and let's run that. So it should work as expected. All right, beautiful. So let's just double check the goal data. Now let's run this, and we're gonna change this to updated, just to make sure that it's working. If it worked for this, it will work for others as well. Okay. So we're gonna do that. So beautiful, beautiful. We can see our data is coming as expected. Right, it's keeping this year amount. That's fine. That's okay. So so that's great. This is great. So that's what we expect. So now let's double check to make sure we have everything we need. So Brown should have, let's refresh. So this should have 2 now. So daily trip, daily weather, that's great. Silver also should have 2. The clean daily trip, clean daily weather, and then the goat should just have 1. Beautiful, beautiful. So the schema is created, the tables are created. Let's double check the files. All right. So now let's double check Browns. You can see text partition, weather partition, and you can see how it partition it by year, and then you keep the delta log here, right? And then we can see, no, we need to refresh. It should be more than this. Okay, let's double check. Okay, New York City. Oh, yeah, we've only done for 1 month. Yeah, I almost mistaken that. Okay, so that's good. So it's coming. I almost made a mistake. I thought it's multiple months. So anyway, it's working fine. So let's look at the silver data as well. We have the weather partition. That's great. And then we have for this month. Okay. And then let's do one more thing. And then we will check for the gold, make sure that we have that in gold as well, and then we have that, right? Beautiful, beautiful. Now that we have all of this, okay, let us try to run for multiple months. Okay, let's run for multiple months. For that, yeah, so let's go ahead and run for multiple months. Okay, let's see. Okay, so you know what, so that we don't make this very long, let's stop here, and next time we're going to run for multiple months, and we're going to verify at all levels to make sure we have the data. Okay, all right, so thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next session where we'll go to test for other months with this current modularized code that we have right now. All right, see you then.